layer upon layer, trapping air the way modern sleeping bags do, only heavier, more primal. The sensation is immediate. The cold withdraws, chased from your skin, and you sink into a cocoon thick enough to muffle the outside world. Historians point out that winter bedding in native lodges was a complex art, not just a heap of hides. Women often sewed fur into patchwork blankets, their stitches as deliberate as those used to make the lodge itself. These coverings were prized possessions, sometimes handed down through families, and they became as central to survival as the fire in the hearth. When explorers first described them, they marveled at the sheer volume, piles of fur so dense that a person could vanish beneath, warm enough to endure nights when frost crept even into the marrow of the bones. But there's also a quirky little footnote here. Some tribes didn't just use fur, they layered in feathers. Goose down and duck feathers were stuffed into covers, making them softer and lighter than heavy hides. Imagine lying beneath a patchwork of downy quilts, the feathers rustling faintly as you shift. It sounds luxurious, almost decadent, and yet it was born not from indulgence but from resourcefulness. Every scrap had a purpose. Nothing was wasted. Scholars remain divided on how common these feather-filled coverings were. Some argue that only certain woodland groups with access to waterfowl could produce them regularly. Others claim trade networks carried such bedding far across the continent, meaning even a plains tipi might hold a quilt heavy with down. The records are ambiguous, the evidence fragmentary. So you're left to wonder, tucked under this imagined quilt, are you resting beneath an everyday comfort, or under the rare spoils of a particularly well-prepared family? Your senses wander as you imagine the feel. The fur closest to your skin is soft, warmed by your body almost instantly. Beneath that, heavier pelts buffalo, perhaps pressed down like a weighted blanket, reassuring in their gravity. You inhale the faint scent of smoke embedded in every fiber, a perfume of survival that no amount of scrubbing could erase. Outside, the wind lashes the lodge, but here beneath your coverings, the world feels distant, powerless. It strikes you, too, that these quilts weren't just practical, they were intimate. A family's story was literally stitched into them. Hunts remembered, animals honored, scraps reused from generations past. When you pulled one over yourself, you weren't just wrapping in warmth, you were wrapping in memory. The hides whispered of the plains, of rivers crossed, of hunts completed. They were history you could sleep beneath. As the fire crackles lower, you draw